Hi, my name is Vitalia, and today we'll be talking about Canadian English. We'll talk about geography, history, the languages that are spoken, politics, society, and education, major coverage as well, and finally we'll talk about the linguistic features. Canada is a country which is placed in the northern part of America. It's considered the second largest country by total area right after Russia, and it has three territories, which are Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. Finally, it also has 10 provinces, which are British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Speaking from a political and historical point of view, English is widely spoken in Canada because of the expeditions that Britain and France made in the 16th century. The first English speakers began to settle in Canada after the Treaty of Paris in 1763, which ended the Seven-Year War between France and Britain. That caused France to hand over Canada, the territory of Canada, to Britain, and it also led to three different settlement waves, in which took place in the American Revolution, the Napoleonic Wars, the Industrial Revolution in Britain in the 19th century. As per the languages, Canada is a bilingual country in which the two official languages are English and French, but it also has non-official languages such as indigenous ones like Cree, Ojibwe, or Inuktitut. And elsewhere in the world, the interaction between different cultures led to the creation of new languages, such as mixed languages like Métis or a pidgin language like Chinook jargon. In addition to the oral and written languages, Canada also has its sign languages, such as the American and the Quebec Sign Language. About politics, society, and education, as we said before, Canada is a bilingual country in which one of its official languages is English. So, as Canada is a country or a territory which most of the population is an English speaker. So the most used language we can say that is English. It is seen at work, at home, in education, but due to the constitution, each province has the right to decide in which language they want to operate. For example, Quebec is a province in which the official language is French, so they operate in French. But for the enactment of laws and regulation, they almost used French and English. In media coverage, I found an interesting news which talk about a law that abolishes school boards. In this law, I read that there was a group named Appelé Québec, which was formed or represented by parents and teachers, which were against this law, the Bill 40, because it infringed the constitutional rights of Quebec's English-speaking minority to manage their schools. Finally, we will talk about the linguistic features that can be divided in three groups: the syntactical, the morphological, and the phonological. Starting with the syntax, some Canadians start their sentences with "as well," using it as meaning in addition. Another characteristic is that Canadians tend to simplify their sentences, in which, for example, they say, I got a cat, instead of I have got a cat, or done something rather than done with something. The spelling of the Canadian people combines the British and American rules, which they are not clearly defined. But as in these two examples, we can see that they prefer the British form. They use color with OR rather than OR, or center, rather they use the RA rather than ER. Finally, as British English, they also double the final consonant before a suffix. For example, in traveled, we can see that they double the letter L. In vocabulary, Canada, as many other countries, they have its particular or unique features, such as the words loonie or toonie, which are a $1 and a $2 coins. Furthermore, we can also see that there are words that are similar to the American and the British varieties. For example, the similarity to the American, we can see words like apartment or subway, but in the British case, we can see that they use the same word for tags, and they use it instead of pantyhose in the American variation. Finally, in relation to the phonological features, due to the proximity of Canada to the United States, they practically share the same accent. It can be seen as they voice the intervocalic T as a D. They say metal with D instead of metal, or ladder instead of letter. And finally, the Canadian risings. This is a trait that the diphthongs I and O become I and O when they precede voiceless obstruents like P, T, K, S, and F. Next, we will see a video that clarifies this explanation.
Hello, I'm Jeff Lindsay. I've been asked a question about the vowels in the words I and ice. The question is, why do the vowels sound different when dictionaries show them as being the same? Well, most speakers of English have a difference in vowel length. I has quite a long vowel, whereas in the word ice, the vowel is truncated by that final S, which is a voiceless, or some people call it fortis sound. And this has the effect of shortening the vowel so that we get ice. But there are many, many speakers in places like Scotland and Canada, and many speakers in the USA, who have also a difference in the quality of these vowels. In North America, it's called Canadian raising, but it's not restricted to Canada. There are many speakers in the USA who have this too. What it means is that in a word like I, the vowel begins with a very open quality, a bit like the vowel quality in arm. So we get I, whereas the word ice begins for many speakers with a raised quality closer to the English hesitation vowel. So we get ice. The conditioning factor, again, is that final S, which is voiceless or fortis. So we get the same sort of things in words like knife and like. I hope that helps.
As a conclusion, we can say that the Canadian variety is the result of the historical events that happened. In addition, With the realization of this project, we also saw the characteristics that are different from the American or British variation. We saw different words that were unique from Canada, and we also compared them to the other English variations that we have. And there are some of the references that we used, and that's all. So thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you soon. And bye.